Welcome to episode number 76 of the Blitz Take. I am here with Tim Everson talking about Kansas State football and how Kansas State has been doing over their last three games of the season. And I'm excited to have him on. So welcome.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
So my first question is, what were your overall thoughts on how the game went against Tulane?
Yeah, I think that mostly you're happy to get out of there with a win, especially when you don't play 100% your best. I think that the offense uh, is still trying to kind of figure out what they want to do, still trying to find their rhythm. Um, the run game is there, which is great, but you want to kind of have that complementary pass game kind of rolling, and it's not quite there yet. Defense wise, things kind of took a step back, especially through the air. Just a lot of blown coverages and stuff. It feels like things that can be fixed relatively easily. But with Arizona's fairly potent pass attack coming into town on Friday, it's top. I'm sure top of the list for the K-State coaches to fix before we get to Friday.
What were your thoughts on KSU's safety Jack Fibris and his performance?
Yeah, he still a redshirt freshman, so hasn't had a whole lot of playing time, which makes it even more impressive that he was able to get the scoop and score. Um, Coaches have talked about, for a lot of kids with his experience, it would be super easy to just fall on that ball after it got punched out. Um, but he was able to kind of keep the presence of mind to scoop it up on the run. And then he took it to the house. And it was the play of the game versus Tulane because they desperately needed just some kind of spark. And that gave them like their first lead since very early in the game. And so it's huge. And I think that uh, we're gonna keep seeing more and more out of Jack as the season goes on.
I know Avery Johnson passed for two touchdowns, which he went 15 for 23 with 181 yards. What were your thoughts on his performance?
Yeah, I mean it was kind of rough early. I think he kind of settled in a little bit. He still has not kind of shown what kind of fans uh thought that they would see out of him, kind of as more very, very dynamic. Uh, he's been, I don't want to say timid running the ball, but hasn't really wanted to take too many chances. Overall, has kept things uh fairly simple. And so hopefully as the season goes on, as we get in the next couple of games, we see him uh really kind of take the next step with his arm, really throwing the ball more. But he's also, he's got that dual threat capability. And so you also want to see him kind of turn it on in the run game a little bit and show why coaches were so high on him coming into the game.
What post game quotes did you think that were like did you enjoy like from the coach or players?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest one for me is probably Chris Kleiman just saying, we know that we got to get better. We know that this is not, we're not a finished product by far. There's still lots of things that need to improve. And then also, he talked a lot about identity on all sides of the ball. They haven't really figured out what kind of team they want to be this year, and that's kind of huge uh, for this team to figure out. Um, so that way people can kind of settle into a role, and they're just not quite there yet. Maybe that's something that can kind of have a breakthrough on Friday, but we'll just have to see.
What are your thoughts on going into Friday against a terrific Arizona team?
Yeah, I mean it's the biggest test of the year so far, for sure. Um, their passing attack, Fafita and McMillan. I mean they're maybe the best in the country as far as a quarterback and wide receiver tandem. I think that K-State may have an advantage when it comes down to the trenches, come down to line play. I think that there's just some depth areas that K-State is maybe a little more evolved on than Arizona is at that moment. But if they let McMillan do what he did versus New Mexico, if they let him have over 300 yards receiving, then it's not really going to matter. Uh, what happens on the line. It's they can overpower you if you let them. But I think that K-State's going to go in with that very much in mind, and uh, should be able to kind of uh, take control fairly early. But we'll have to see.
Uh, Going back to the Tulane game, what did you most like? What stuck out to you mostly on the Tulane side, and what are your thoughts on their performance moving forward?
Yeah, I think that as far as uh, Tulane is concerned, I mean, they hit the jackpot with their quarterback. Darian Mensah is a star. Obviously, they're going to be very lucky probably to hang on to him after this season with the transfer portal and NIL and everything. But for this season, he can win them a lot of ball games. I'm very excited to see what they do against Oklahoma this Saturday. But there's no reason in the world, just from what I've seen, why they can't compete for an American Conference title this season. Absolutely, they're rock solid.
What were your thoughts on Kansas State's defense the past 3 games?
Defense has been, it's work in progress. I would say I think that the biggest plus has been the pass rush and the defensive line. We
Mhm.
knew that they'd be super deep. They've played, up to like 7 guys at defensive end that they trust in different spots, and then they've gotten some really solid defensive tackle play from guys like Damian Ilalio. So just kind of getting uh, kind of working from the front up, that has been kind of a great foundation to start from. Because I mean, they already have like, I want to say 9 sacks already so far this season, and just a bunch of tackles for losses, and they're disruptive. And the other pieces aren't quite there yet. The secondary showed that they need some polishing. The linebackers have been solid. Um, but that defensive line has been the star so far.
My last question is, what is your prediction on the Arizona game this Friday?
I am going to say I did one prediction earlier in the week, and I think I'm going to stick with that because I liked it. I'm going to go K-State 35, Arizona 25. I think that some things get figured out for K-State, and they kind of start uh, to show that they're the team that a lot of people thought they would be going into the season, which is the team that can compete for a Big 12 title, that can be in the Big 12 championship game, and be in the running for one of the playoff spots come at the end of the season.
I really liked your insight on Kansas State, and I'll definitely have you back on sometime soon. And good luck with reporting everything K State.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on. This was fun.
Thank you.
Talk to you later.
Bye.